front of me. It's interesting to say the very least. So thank you to those of you who voted for this video. I asked last night on my IG polls, also on my Facebook personal account, if you wanted a breakdown of my current supplement stack, and there was a great amount of interest. And I said if I had 10 people vote, I would do a video for you. This is that video. If you're watching on Facebook, if you're watching on YouTube, if you're watching on LinkedIn, I'm going to do my best to share my screen so that I can give you exact examples of these supplements that I take. But I want you to make an effort to understand why. Why do I take what I take? Why do I take it at that time of day? What are my goals? You should not just copy and paste what I am about to share with you, because that is not going to make sense for every single one of you. And thus, context and nuance is everything. And I really, really advise you to pay attention to what I share, because, I mean, sharing is caring, but more importantly, you are not me, and chances are you don't have the same goals as me. Thus, it's not going to make sense to take the exact same supplements. So it's just not as easy to say, copy, paste, do this to look like me, or whatever the case may be. So really think things through. I just want to be very upfront with that. When it comes to supplements as well, you should really base your decisions off some sort of blood work and insight. A lot of my decisions regarding supplements have also come down to logging and tracking my food intake and calories over time, and seeing where there's holes and gaps in my nutrition and looking to fill them with supplements, because at the end of the day, that's what a supplement is. It's to supplement. It's not to be the only source of a certain vitamin, mineral, macronutrient that you get. It should just fill the gaps. And unless you're actually logging what you eat, unless you are doing blood work on a routine basis, unless you're logging your calories, you probably don't know what your gaps are. And it's then very easy to just throw spaghetti at the wall, hope that something sticks, hope for the best, and not really knowing if you're spending your money wisely. It's very easy to just let this become expensive urine. So that is what you have to consider when you're taking all of this in. If you want a copy of this full recording sent to your inbox, comment the word copy or send me a direct message with the word copy. I will be sure to get that to your inbox. But let us begin. Again, I'm going to do my best to screen share. On the other platforms, if you're on Instagram, you're not going to see the exact files that I share. And actually, if I can share at all, let me see, screen share. Yes, okay. So if you're on LinkedIn, if you're on YouTube, if you're on Facebook, you should be able to see my screen in a second. To share audio, share a tab instead, Chrome tab. Okay, so let me just get back to that in a second. What I want to run you through is what I take in the morning, okay? So in the morning, I obviously wake up and I begin the day. This is when I would take most of my supplements, I would say. And again, you have to go back to the context and my goals when it comes to why I've decided to take what I'm currently taking. So I start the day with zinc picolinate. Why zinc? For a few reasons. If you're watching this and you've spent any amount of time on the birth control pill or taking oral contraception, chances are your zinc is going to be a little on the lower side, because it's a side effect of taking oral contraception. It does kind of deplete a few things, including zinc. Zinc is also related to hair, skin, and nail condition. It's linked with your immune system. And not on my recent blood test, but the one prior to that was low. Even though I had been supplementing, I was supplementing with a different form. And this goes to show the value and importance of selecting the right supplement and the difference that can make. Previously, my zinc levels were 9. even though I was supplementing with the lower end of the quote unquote healthy range being 10, that was quite shocking to me, but it did explain why I would get a cough or a cold anytime I was near someone who had the sniffles. Like my body just had no resilience to a sniffle or a cough. The moment someone around me would sneeze, like that was it, game over. I would get whatever they had. And I'm really glad I tested that on the advice of Dr. Daraj here in Singapore when he ran that blood work. It was his suggestion that I get tested because he said, it just might not be something that you need to take. And I did. I really did. And it's a good thing that I switched supplements as per his advice. So I take a zinc picolinate. That's the fastest absorbing form of zinc to my awareness. And so the one that I'm using is from the Solgar brand. You can get it on iHerb, super cheap, super easy to get. If you're watching on the other platforms outside of Instagram, I'm trying so hard to find the tab to share this with you. For some reason, it's just not appearing. For whatever reason. Okay, I'm not sure if you're able to see that. My apologies. Tech is sometimes on my side. It's also sometimes not. Okay, so if you are, there we go. Okay, I'm going to share. All right, so if you're watching on the other platforms, this is the zinc. You'll be able to see it on the recording. This is not the one I just mentioned, but this is an excellent one. Country Life Zinc Picolinate at 25 milligrams. I take one of these in the morning. Please take your zinc with food. You will feel nauseous and super unwell in a heartbeat if you take this on an empty stomach. Very, very, very important. I have noticed that if I take this with high fat food, such as dark chocolate, because I like to start my mornings with matcha and dark chocolate, then I have absolutely no issues at all. I don't even feel a tiny bit nauseous. So zinc is one of the first supplements I take in the day for the above mentioned reasons. Picolinate is going to be the fastest absorbing form. And again, if you're on the other platforms, if you're on YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook, you should be able to see my screen. This is the Country Life brand. I also like the Solgar brand. I'm currently taking that right now, and I found great success with it. So that is my first one. Moving along from there, I take vitamin C, high strength antioxidant. It is a water-soluble essential vitamin, as in the body doesn't produce it by itself. So we do need to ingest that. You can get that from fruit and veg, especially fruits, especially berries, those with a red or purple hue to them. They are going to be very, very naturally high in vitamin C. I take a little bit more. So in addition to what I would get from the food that I eat, just to support my immune system, because I do come into contact with a lot of people who do travel far and wide and often, and I don't have time to be sick. I just don't have time to be sick. I don't want to slow down. I don't have to slow down. I will rest when I'm dead. I am that unhealthy hustler that probably needs a holiday but won't take one. So that's me in a nutshell. Vitamin C, I really, really like a chewable form. If you're on the other platforms, you should be able to see this. I do like the chewable form from Go Vita, which you can get from Guardian. Super affordable, 2 tablets that gives me 1 gram. And I found that to be super, super, super effective. If you are outside of Singapore and you want an alternative, there are some great ones on iHerb. It's pretty hard to mess up vitamin C, to be completely honest. You just want to make sure you're getting at least 500 milligrams. Typically, that's going to be 1 chewable tablet for most brands, but you always need to read the label, of course. Don't be silly. Don't just copy what I do. Make sure you read into what I do and understand why and whether that makes sense for you. So we want a chewable, I like a chewable vitamin C. And from there, we're going to go into the next supplement, which is fish oil. I don't like fish. I don't eat fish. I think seafood is nasty. I don't eat it. And so for that reason, I get my EPA and DHA from a supplement source. This one is excellent. This is the Viva Naturals, which you can get on Amazon. It ranks really, really highly in independent lab studies. I, again, just don't fancy fish. It's not my thing. It never has been. It's not for me. I'm not that girl. So we know that it's really critical to get enough EPA and DHA, so eicosapentaenoic acid and docosahexaenoic acid. It's really, really helpful in reducing blood pressure, triglyceride levels. There's a moderate improvement to mood, and it may also improve inflammation. So there are quite a few nice benefits in taking it. It is also possible to get this from fish. So 100 grams of salmon is going to give you 1.3 grams of combined EPA and DHA. You want at least 215 milligrams as per recommendations from the American Heart Foundation. So that's really, really, really important. But you can also get ALA, so alpha linoleic acid, alpha linolenic acid, I believe, which is an essential omega-3 from flax seeds. So that's worth noting. If you're not really into seafood, but you like flax seeds, there's an alternative. The ALAs will get converted into the EPA and DHA in the conversion line in the body. So it does ultimately become the same thing eventually. That's just a different way of getting it. But again, like, pick your poison. There's no right and no wrong. It's just about what fits into your lifestyle and what works for you. I honestly would just rather take the tablet and deal with the fish burps because I don't like seafood and I just don't eat a lot of flax seeds. I mean, if I made the time, I'm sure I could figure it out, but generally speaking, I just don't. Moving on to the next supplement I take. Okay, this is just another good fish oil. Just opening that tab on Amazon for those of you viewing on the other platforms. N-acetylcysteine, NAC, which you can get from iHerb. I take 1,000 milligrams in the morning and 1,000 at night, so that's 1 gram. I have found this to be like such a game changer. I started taking this when I came off oral contraception, and I really, really noticed the difference it makes, especially to my allergies. If I stop taking this for 3 days, I notice, like, my eyes will tell you. You'll be able to see my eyes streaming from a mile away. They're super itchy, watery, uncomfortable, scratchy. My throat gets a little bit itchy. I just find I'm a little bit more mucusy, which is a bit gross, and sorry, but I just got to share the benefits with you. And it's a high strength antioxidant. So this can be really, really helpful in like mopping up a lot of gunk. If you've been unwell for a long period of time, if you've been fighting off infections, if you've had a stomach bug and you feel like your lymphatic system is just really, really compromised, this one is going to be your best friend. It's often sold out on iHerb for a reason. I believe you can get it on Lazada, but this is worth taking, absolutely worth it. And I can't not take it because I notice when I don't. So that is going to be the next one. Moving on from there, I take a creatine monohydrate. I'm currently using this one, which you can get on Lazada. Super easy to take. I take 6 grams a day, so 100 milligrams per gram of body weight, essentially. This one dissolves really, really nicely. Super fine, super cheap, easy to find. I really like it. What else can I say? Like, it's really good stuff. I'm going to go into a part 2 because I need to give up this room to another lovely human. But that is my morning stack. So if you have any questions and if you want part 2, again, just send me a message. I'll make sure I get that over to you. If you want a copy, comment the word copy or send me a DM and I'll make sure I send this over to your inbox. Thank you for watching. I look forward to seeing you in the next one.